Hello and welcome to your 18 WJTS in.form. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and we're going to be talking about something a little different, going down a little bit of a different path. And we've got some very special guests with us today. And instead of me trying to do them both justice, I'm going to ask both of you to introduce yourselves. So, Sister Jean Marie, if you don't mind, starting out.
Yes. My name is Sister Jean Marie Ballard. I'm a member of the Sisters of St. Benedict for quite some time. I'm glad to be back here today to share a little bit about some Laudato Si week activities.
Fantastic. And Patty?
And my name is Patty Oser, and I am a member of the Laudato Si Circle with Sister Jean. And I'm interested in the climate crisis, and I'm doing what I can to address that. I am also a member of the Citizens Climate Lobby, and I work on with our members of Congress and trying to get legislation passed that will set policies that might make differences in what's happening with our climate.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to you both. It's been about a year since we had you in last, and last time you both were in here to talk about some climate action or climate-related films and the film festivals you were hosting at the Sisters of St. Benedict facilities. But you know, this time we're going to talk specifically about Laudato Si Circle that you both are involved in, and Laudato Si Week that's coming up kind of in the middle, like pretty soon here actually. So definitely want to dive into a lot of this, but before we kind of do, and even I am still trying to process what this all is and asking the proper questions. So Sister, can you tell us a little bit about Laudato Si, or where that kind of starts, or what kind of, just in general, like what this is?
Okay, sure. I'd be happy to. Laudato Si is Latin, praised be. It's taken from Francis of Assisi's Canticle of Creation. The Laudato Si encyclical is a letter that Pope Francis issued in 2015. Mm-hmm. 2015 is the year that the UN met in Paris to figure out, you know, how to move forward with the climate change, the climate issue, the climate crisis, as how Pope Francis refers to it. So that happened in 2015. About 5 years later, he wanted to issue a platform for people to be involved. Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about 5 years later, 2015, 2020, COVID, mm-hmm. It got postponed. But in the meantime, there's a Laudato Si movement, people all over the world working to address care of our common home. The encyclical is frequently referred to as care of our common home. Mm-hmm. Laudato Si is a little bit of a mouthful sometimes. So care of our common home, that's what we want to remember. Yeah. So 2021, 2022, we had a offering through our spirituality ministry at the Monastery, mm-hmm. for a Laudato Si Circle. Anyone that wanted to gather and study the encyclical, learn about the encyclical, Patty was one of those individuals. So we spent about 6 months studying the encyclical, you know, coming together monthly. And the Pope suggests that we see, judge, and act. Mm-hmm. What can we do? Also, we have Laudato Si Week every May, toward the end of May, and there are events all over the world. Our circle wants to do something. Mm-hmm. So this year we planned 2 events. May 22nd, we have a presentation on Laudate Deum, or some people call it Laudato Si 2.0, a follow-up of the Pope's encyclical. And then on May 23rd, outside, weather permitting, we will pray the Laudato Si Rosary.
Okay, so
Everyone's invited.
everyone's invited to both of these events, right?
Yes.
So, Patty, as the sister already kind of mentioned, you've done a lot of research into the encyclical, right?
Yes.
So, what can you tell us for, I would say, a synopsis per se, but, you know, for the feeble-minded like myself, for example, today, what can you tell us about it that's, you know, really been enlightening or kind of brought upon the idea that you want to act upon these things?
Well, I think the Pope does a very good job in the encyclical, talking about how the climate crisis is affecting not only the earth, but the very vulnerable and the very poor in our world. And what is creating the climate crisis are human beings. And he tries to make those points throughout his encyclical, that the very vulnerable are the ones that are suffering the most. And they are suffering because of the actions of the wealthier countries and you know, people that create more greenhouse gas and aren't as concerned about what happens with that. There are, you know, he talks about in his follow-up, Laudate Deum, he talks about the fact that not enough has been done in the last 8 years since he's issued the encyclical.
Definitely leads us into what the two events will be. So, of course, the first event is Laudato Si Part 2's discussion. So what will that entail, either the sister or however? I know you guys are still kind of figuring it out, too, so it's always
So we had an experience last year of doing a presentation kind of in-house on the encyclical. Now, the encyclical's way longer than Laudate Deum, but our learning was we need to present and we need to discuss. Kind of the mode of doing things is see, judge, act. So we have some information to give to the folks.
Okay.
But we also want to think about action.
Yeah. We have some discussion questions from the Laudate Deum study guide. We'll be putting those out there and asking people to just come and talk to us about what they're experiencing, you know, what they feel, what they think, and then we'll also be presenting them with some statistics that we have, not only a few global statistics, but mostly Indiana statistics. How is this going to affect us right here in Indiana? It's already affecting us, and how are they projecting that it's going to continue to affect us if we don't take these kinds of actions that we're being called to take? And then we'll end the presentation with what actions can we take. We will have a Laudato Si action pledge there for them to sign if they like to, but then we'll also have a list of other actions that they can do on their own, or you know, do more research on, do more education with. So
if someone maybe is kind of hesitant or they don't know where to start with being more eco-conscious, is this a good event for those types of people, or are you recommending a certain demographic, maybe some people who are more involved in it than others? Like, I know you say inviting everyone, but what does everyone mean, essentially?
It means all levels of people, no matter how much you're involved or how much you know. We actually discussed that when we were discussing putting it together, is who's our audience, and we basically said our audience is everybody. because there are all levels of people out there with different levels of learning and understanding, and knowledge and understanding, and we want to try to hit each one of those. And I think with the discussions that we're going to have and the actions that we'll have to follow up with, we'll meet each of those groups.
So this discussion or presentation and discussion is happening Wednesday, May 22nd from 7 to 8 p.m. at St. Gertrude Hall at the Monastery, of course. And this first event does require registration, correct? So how
at the last minute, you decide, come.
Okay.
I told the sisters, please register so I make sure there's a seat for you, but we can expand. Your other question about who's invited, I know for myself, it helps if I'm with others who have a similar interest, or for some of this, a similar frustration. It's like, I'm just one person. What can I do? But you would be coming together with people that that care about the environment, that would like to do something to help. Everyone can do something.
Yes.
So just come as you are, and even if you're a bit more timid, come with your support group that has an open mind about this and maybe they're interested as well. Or if you feel the urge that you need to do something and you're a little scared, come anyways, because you might meet your people there, which is what we kind of try to enforce in everything and everyone we talk with here on the program, of course. And then for the next event, which is the day after, is the Laudato Si Rosary. So we've got the presentation and discussion, and then the Rosary is more of a what type of event, would you say?
Well, it's an outdoor event.
Yes.
The 22nd, it's definitely an indoor event. We need some technology.
Yes.
We're praying the Rosary outside. We have a lovely grotto there as you come over the hill from 10th Street. There's a parking lot right there. We're praying the Rosary with a care of our common home theme. I remember last year, or a couple, different parishes or different groups come to the grotto either individually to pray for a special intention, or I thought we were being invaded one time with so many cars, at 7 o'clock at night, but they all came to the grotto to pray for someone. So
a good meeting place.
We want to share that space, and we do share that space with folks. So
very good. So if anyone feels inclined, that's Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Lourdes Grotto.
Lourdes,
okay.
Yes.
So the two great events, if someone maybe is unable to attend these two events, just researching Laudato Si Week and just learning a bit more about that, and hopefully, if not becoming informed, just becoming aware that there is other actions to take, or maybe more religious-based ideas on this, because it's a even bigger world today than we would have thought. But just being able to narrow down what you want to seek out and take action upon is super important. Ladies, you got two big events coming up here. Is there anything else you want to make sure to hit on for either of you?
Look for us at the Ferdinand Folk Festival. We will have a booth there.
Yes. I will say, I think I picked you guys out first thing besides another booth I was eyeing last year. So Ferdinand Folk Festival, if anyone has information, you'll be out there answering any types of questions or anything.
Yes.
Fantastic. And of course, I will say, before I forget, go to thedome.org and look for Laudato Si events and all of the information there, because that's going to be the best resource. And of course, you can always call Sister Jean Marie as well. So, ladies, I appreciate you coming to talk about this today. I've definitely evolved my understanding of Laudato Si, and now I know how to say it confidently, which is plus. And again, hopefully someone at home really is able to take that initiative and just come check it out and experience it.
Exactly.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Laudato Si week this year as well. So thank you so much again for stopping in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much at home for watching. This has been your 18 WJTS in.form talking about Laudato Si week and all that entails here in DuBois County and beyond, of course. And we are local people watching local people.